Guys, we are back with the living legend, Coach Ronnie Shields, in our first show of the new year. We'll find out what Coach Ronnie has to say about everything that's been going on in the world of boxing. Oh boy, buckle up, guys. We have a lot to discuss on the latest edition of Real Boxing with Coach Ronnie Shields.
Ventures proudly presents living legend and elite level trainer Ronnie Shields.
Guys, it's my favorite time of the week, Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Guys, and we're going to sit down with the living legend, one of the best to have ever done it, one of the greatest trainers of all time, the incomparable Coach Ronnie Shields. Ronnie, how are you doing, brother?
Oh, man, feeling relieved.
Yeah, didn't want to come back from Bay, did you?
No, you already know it.
Yeah, but it's back to the grind, brother. And I tell you what,
Back to the ground.
I couldn't do this or wouldn't want to do this without my partner in crime, my brother, J.R. Bell from the Boxing Source. J.R., how are you?
All good, all good. Very thankful to be on here with Brother Joseph and the coach, Ronnie Shields, for the latest edition of Real Boxing.
Oh, I tell you what, man. Guys, look, we've got a packed show, and so we're going to get right down to it, guys. We're going to get right into this. How do you like that?
Hey, we ain't ducking and dodging nobody. It's time for fact or fiction.
I love hearing Floyd's voice, man. Oh, man. Hey, you ever heard of Forbes? But, guys, we're going to get right down to it. And I've been dying to hear what Coach Ronnie has to say about all of this. Oh, here we go. Number one, JR.
Hey, like I said before. No. All right. Anthony Joshua will unofficially retire from boxing, but will have second thoughts after Tyson Fury takes Wortley's belt later this year. Fact or fiction?
I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to say this because he never retired.
Oh. Okay, so obviously
I got firsthand knowledge of somebody that's really, really close to him. Said he don't know what it's coming from that he retired from boxing. He never retired from boxing.
Wow. So you think, or what you've heard, is that he's going to be back in the ring later this year?
Probably later this year, absolutely.
Because I know that the February fight is completely off the table now.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's what I've heard. But
yeah. I don't think he's going to fight in February. Definitely not. But as far as being retired, no. He never officially said he retired.
Well, I tell you what, that is beautiful. And James, do you smell that, brother?
You smell what the rock is cooking? Hey, man.
Woo!
Hey, like I said, breaking news there, breaking news.
Well, look, Ronnie, and talk about this because you've dealt with loss. And and a lot of it throughout your long, impressive tenure within this business. How do you deal with it and just pick up your boots and just forge ahead out of necessity? How do you do that, Ronnie, in this
But
business?
the thing about it is, Joshua's two friends. They both came down here when he came down here. So I met those guys before. And
Mm.
when I went to London to go to London, when I went down there, I met both of those guys also. But I think deep down he knows those guys was behind him 110%. They was behind him, and they would do anything for him. And definitely they wouldn't want him to say, okay, because we're not here anymore, don't fight again. He gotta, they would want him to do what his passion is to do. And if he wants to fight, then that's what he's gonna do. And he knows those guys was behind him. One of them, was his conditioning guy, definitely. And the other one, he was more like a bodyguard slash helped him do anything else he needed him to do. So, he definitely knew that those guys wanted him to fight. So for him, this has to be, of course, it's tragic when something like that happens. But he understands what they would have wanted him to do, not because they died. They would want him to give up his career because of that, And I know that why it's hard to lose someone, at the same time, he still have a passion for living and for boxing. So once you have that, they wouldn't want you to give up your passion because they're not here anymore. They was behind him 100% with his boxing. He knew this. And, and this is why, when I first heard it, that he retired from boxing, and I texted a friend of mine in London and he said, man, I just left AJ. No way. He didn't say that. He don't know who put that out. So it's not true that he put it out that he was going to retire. Now, it may come to a point to where he may say he's not going to fight again. But that's going to definitely be his choice and his choice alone.
There it is. There it is, guys. So we want to thank Coach Ronnie Shields for being truth serum and actually getting the record straight that it doesn't matter what his family says or what people around him say. It's all about Anthony Joshua and how he feels about his future. And look, Coach Ronnie, and you've been in this business for such a long time and you've dealt with people loss around you. And when there's that much money on the table in a potential fight with Tyson Fury, can you imagine that not happening?
Well, look, a guy in Joshua's position, a guy who has money, yes, I can imagine it not happening because he may just come up one day and say, you know what? My passion is gone. I don't want to do this anymore. Joshua isn't a guy that's just going to do this for money, just for the sake of money. If he needed money, that's probably been a different story. But he doesn't need the money. That's the thing. He has his money. He's taking care of his money. He has businesses. He has everything going for him. So he's doing this because he's been wanting to fight Tyson Fury for a very long time. And it just never happened. But now the opportunity is presenting itself again. So I fully expect if he's going to fight again, it's going to be definitely later in the year. And I definitely feel it's going to be Tyson Fury.
So, and with you being around people who have had to deal with these sorts of things, you would be the first person to tell them, look, if your mind is not right, the last place you should be in is the ring. Can you expound on that, please?
Yes, absolutely. I've been around people who've done this before, who've got in the ring not because they wanted to, but because they had to.
Mm.
And that's a big difference when you step in that ring. It's a big difference, you know, and sometimes, you know, guys do it because they need the money. Sometimes they do it because they don't need the money, you know. But, you know, the thing about it is, man, you know, it has to be a reason to go in that ring. And sometimes it's a good reason, a valid reason. Sometimes it's not. I've seen guys go in the ring because sadly they needed the money.
Oh boy, and it never ends well, does it?
It never ends well when you do it, when you don't have the passion to do it because, okay, this is the sport I love. This is what I love to do. You know, it's a big difference when you do it for passion than you do it for money.
Oh, that's when you use the Clubber Lang line. Boy, if you do it for more than just a labor of love, pain. Oh, geez. It's nothing but pain, and it never ends well. Just ask Subriel Matias. Oh, boy, we'll get to that in a second. But I tell you what, and we want to thank you, Coach, for all of your insight. We really appreciate it. Let's do this, guys.
Terrible fan takes on Twitter/X.
Zakharov, our colleagues from the Boxing Voice, not to be mistaken from the Boxing Source, because you'll never get this opinion on the Boxing Source. Here we go, guys.
That Osterring out of his system, right? They took that shit out of his system, right? Is that what it was?
He tested positive for traces of Osterring, yes.
I know. They took that shit out of his system.
So you feel like once it came up in his system, he stopped it or something? Once it came up in his system?
You see, he wasn't the same. That nigga got hit. That nigga didn't know what to do. He ain't got no dog in him like that. You see real dogs, they gonna keep coming back. They ain't just barking, they coming back to bite. The referee did a great job with the stoppage too. They took that Osterring out.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's enough. That's enough. Gee, wow, man. Hold on, let's see if we can do this again.
There you go.
There it is. Good to see you, Coach. Look, guys. So we're going to get moved to number 3, Big James.
After getting knocked out by Dalton Smith, a.k.a. the UK Danny Garcia, Subriel Matias will never be the same, fact or fiction.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
But it has nothing to do with Osterring, does it, Coach?
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
Oh.
You know, sometimes when you get beat up like that, you know, and mind you, I didn't see the fight, but I did see the highlights. And when you get beat up like that, that's something your body will never forget.
In the immortal words of Eddie Futch, Coach, when you fight like a guy who likes to, like, let's just say Jaime Munguia, when you like to block punches with your face, when you crack that rock, and it's never the same. And in the immortal words of Eddie Futch, if you fight like that, you're going to have a short but glorious career. Have we seen the best of Subriel Matias?
Yeah. But when he won the title.
Oh boy.
That's the best.
I mean, how do you deal with that? How do you deal with that, Coach?
Well, you know, look, every fighter is different, right? So, you know, but you never know what his mindset is. You know, if he's dreaming about this now every night, he'll never be the same. He'll never be the same fighter. You know, some fighters, when they get knocked out and get beat up, they get back in the ring, they become glove shy. And when you become glove shy, you're never, ever going to be that dog you was before. So it's very difficult for some fighters, after getting stopped, to come back and be the same. Some have done it. Some just have the dog in them to do it.
Well, you know one person very intimately who was able to come back, but it was a very curious and different case in Arturo Gatti. You taught him how to box. You taught him how to work behind the jab. You taught him how to use his footwork as a foundation of his defense and quit blocking punches with his face. Do you see that happening with Subriel Matias?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, every fighter don't want to learn defense.
Yeah.
They only want to learn offense.
Yeah.
It's a shame to say that, but every fighter don't want defense. They only want offense. You know, and you know, they don't want you to teach them how to catch and fire back. They don't want to do that. They want to catch and then fire back. You know, they want to catch the punch with their face or with their body and then fire back. You know, it's easier for them, they feel. And Arturo Gatti just happened to be one of those guys.
Man. Yep.
Wow. I tell you what. Yeah, I honestly, so what did it take convincing of Arturo Gatti? You say, hey, dude, you can't be taking this much punishment because your shelf life in this business is going to be very short. If you want to receive paydays and have that longevity and that glory, learn how to box. Come on. Is that what it took convincing him?
No, he never, ever wanted to be a defensive fighter.
Oh,
he always wanted to be an offensive fighter.
Oh, boy. Thunder was special, wasn't he?
He was really special because you know what? He could fight. Simple. He could fight, but he always wanted to be in exciting fights.
And he seemed to be one of the few who compartmentalized whenever he got beaten or knocked out. Like, and what comes to mind is his brutal ass whooping at the hands of Oscar De La Hoya. He seemed to put that away and move forward. How did he do that?
Just the same as Floyd Mayweather. He put it away and came back and he won the title again. You know, but that's who he was. You know, and you know, you can't change a person for who he wants to be.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy, and you love to have someone like that in your gym, don't you? In fact, you still have a poster of Arturo Gatti in your gym, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Got a lot of pictures.
There it is, guys. I tell you what, we're going to move on to number 2, Big James. Here we go.
All right. The handlers of Boots and Ortiz know that there is not enough money to support this matchup at this time. Both camps will go after belts to enhance their market value in the interim. Fact or fiction?
Now, that could be a fact because I've been hearing that they offered only so much money and both guys said no. So, you know, that's just a word on the street that both guys want a lot of money for this fight. Not that they don't deserve it. They probably do deserve it. But they have to understand that there's only so much money in a pot. You know, you can't print it up. You know, you can only get what they give you. And you can demand all you want.
Mm-hmm.
But unless television is moving and saying, hey, bro, this is it. We're not putting in any more money. So y'all either divide whatever it is that's there or you don't fight.
Wow.
And unfortunately, in our sport, this happens a lot. This is not the first time. It's not going to be the last time.
Yeah, and look, I'll be honest, and it's hard to swallow because they're looking at guys like Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson. From what I've been told, they're making 10 million rock apiece for that main event. And they're like, well, why can't we have that? And it's hard for them to understand. They're not there yet.
You know, these guys, you know, they need to show these guys the numbers. when they fight on pay-per-view. They need to show them everything.
Yeah.
So they can understand why they can't make that kind of money right now. You're headed in the right direction, but you're not there yet because your numbers don't match up.
Do you think, Coach, it's the people around them whispering BS into their ears, not the intelligent, experienced boxing guys that they've hired to do that job?
Well, it's always people in the ear. Always.
Oh boy,
man!
That's going to always happen. You're not going to. You're not going to have a career without somebody coming up to you and telling you you shouldn't do this unless they pay you this. You shouldn't do that. I hear this every day, all the time. People think they deserve more than they've been offered. But again, when you show them their numbers, they don't want to see it. No, I want to see it. It's always I want to see the real numbers. Dude, I'm showing you the real numbers. That's your numbers from your fight. Nobody watched it. So what makes you think they're going to watch it now? See, they just depend on, okay, everybody want to see this fight. Okay, yeah, everybody do want to see that fight. But they can't guarantee you that that's going to happen. How could they guarantee that? That people are going to buy it.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and another thing, Coach, a lot of boxing guys have a very hard time understanding that they're living in a diehard bubble in which everyone is enthused, but that's not how everyone feels.
Exactly.
And it's like, well, wait a minute. I thought everyone wanted to see this fight. Well, yeah, but everyone in the mainstream and casual audience, they have no idea who you two are.
And that's the problem.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's it, guys.
Yeah, the mainstream fans, they want to see this. Oh, absolutely. They want to see this. But the problem is that's not enough. You need more than just the diehard fans to see it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. And when everybody's stealing it nowadays.
Oh boy.
That's another problem.
Exactly. When the mainstream and casual audience are the only people purchasing these events, you need their involvement.
Yes.
That's it. And it boils down to that. And yeah, very well said, Coach. And that leads us, we're going to jump around, guys, like House of Pain. So we're going to jump around to number 6. That's a perfect segue into this, Coach. Big JR. Oh, boy.
Pack it up, pack it in. Let me begin. I came to win. Battle me. That's my bad. All right.
I love it. In fact, this past Friday and Saturday night, I played that song both those nights. Man, right. My DJ set is killing it as of late, guys. Yes.
All right, here we go. Alexander Usyk will scrap the idea of facing Deontay Wilder in the USA because no one will be willing to guarantee their absurdly high purse demands. Fact or fiction?
I think that's a fact, but I don't think it's just in the U.S.
Oh. Oh boy.
That's going to be a problem everywhere.
Yeah. Oh boy, and it's the same exact problem that we just talked about.
Yes.
Look, Alexander Usyk, when you pay him those exorbitant purse amounts, and he's fighting genuine ticket sellers and attractions like Anthony Joshua, like Tyson Fury. 4 times he's received the red carpet treatment. But how's everything looking when they aren't involved on the marquee?
Yeah, it's not, and, Wilder hadn't been around in a while. So who's going to buy him now? Nobody's going to buy him here.
Oh, boy. Yeah, and that's the only name he could think of to try and attract mainstream fans.
Yeah, that's,
who else is there that could possibly sell an Alexander Usyk event in the U.S. market, Coach?
Nobody.
That's it. Yep. JR, do you have anything to add to that? Because, that's pretty much,
I mean, like you were saying there, in reference to these purse demands, that's what Alexander Usyk is asking for. as far as like minimal guarantees. And if you don't have that many opponents out there that could even come close to that, Deontay Wilder is the only name that's out there. I mean, you could have the guys that are coming up like a Moses Atama or somebody like that, or a Lawrence Okoli or whatever, or Agit Cabello, who recently won in his interim title defense. They're not going to have that name behind theirs behind like Deontay Wilder does. Excuse me. So if you don't have that type of name like Deontay Wilder, then you're not going to get that much interest from a world stage, much less regional stage as it is. So if you can't get this done in the U.S., then good luck if you could try to find it anywhere else.
Oh boy, I tell you what,
they can always go to Saudi.
Oh, well, something tells me that's why they're testing the free agent market, because, well, Turkey Al-Sheikh, things are changing. Things are changing in Sela and Turkey Al-Sheikh land. Riyadh season saying, hey, you know what? We're not going to pay you those kind of purses any longer, especially if you cannot sell.
Oh, boy.
So, hey, tough luck, Buster. Hey, we'll welcome you back with open arms when you realize that what we were offering you is fair and more than fair. Because from what I've been told, that things are changing with Riyadh season, especially with the introduction of Dana White in the American market. Guys, look for this being an ominous sign of things to come for those guys who expect to break the bank with soft touches. Well, speaking of break the bank, let's go to number 5, JR.
All right. Agit Cabello should take a good look at what happened to Subriel Matias and learn how to fight behind an intelligent jab, or he will suffer the same fate in 2 years. Fact or fiction?
Oh, that's a fact. It might not take 2 years.
Yeah. Man.
Woo! Coach, did you see the highlights for this one on DAZN?
I didn't see the highlights on this one.
Well, look, they spoke to your former fighter, Filip Ergovic.
Right.
And he said, well, look, I thought Damian Kneba was doing very well until the ref stepped in and stopped it prematurely. He was winning every round until the stoppage. And look, I'm telling you right now, if they pair me up with Cabello, I'm going to knock him out because he takes too many shots.
Yeah.
Coach, what is going on here? How long do you see him lasting with the Jaime Munguia School of Defense in the heavyweight division? Guys who can punch in the heavyweight division.
Yeah, guys that can punch and kill him.
Yeah.
No ifs, ands, and buts about it. He can't mess with the top guys in the division. If he's getting hit like that, no way he could take those punches.
Yeah. Oh,
man.
Boy.
Like Damian Kneba was doing, well, as I said, with the first couple of rounds, was able to cause a cut, on Agit Cabello, and it just like took a little bit of a flurry, from Cabello for the referee to step in and say, oh, no, that's done. So, that's why, Kneba is complaining, his promoter was complaining as well. But y'all talk about Filip Hrgovic, saying, hey, let me at him. You had Lawrence Okoli that was there, and also Tony Yoka that was there. It's like you had a whole bunch of scrappy dudes there in attendance in Germany. Let me at him.
Oh, yeah. Scrappy do, yes. I tell you what, they're on to something, though. They're on to something. They're licking their chops.
Oh, yeah.
Look, I'm going to go back to this, Coach, because that stoppage in Germany was hideous.
Yeah.
Terrible. And there are a lot of people that are arguing that the stoppage with Subriel Matias, him being the incumbent, reigning and defending WBC champ at 140, wasn't given the opportunity to fight through adversity. Coach, What are your thoughts on this? Because these guys seemingly work way too hard not to be given the opportunity to recover. And that's why you work so hard, isn't it?
Absolutely.
What are your thoughts on this?
Look, I mean, I've never been a referee in my life, but I've been a fighter. And I want every opportunity that I deserve for, number one, getting that fight. And if it happens to be a championship fight, give me every opportunity to win, like you're giving the opponent, And sometimes, yes, do they stop fights early? Yes. It happens all the time, But here's the thing. Referees and judges, what they're supposed to do is study these opponents before the fight so they can understand what they're looking at, who they're looking at. If you, go back, Trevor Gaddy, Mickey Ward. Remember that fight, right? I think it was the first one. Both guys were taking shots like crazy. Mills Lane.
No, it's Frank Cappuccino, Coach.
Was it Frank Cappuccino?
Yep, Frank Cappuccino.
Okay, Frank Cappuccino. A very seasoned referee. He could have stepped in and stopped the fight, but he didn't. Because he knew both guys. Obviously, he did his homework and understood what he was watching, and that these guys had the tendency to come back from adversity. So, but you don't see that these days. These guys probably don't even know who these guys are. They just jump in the ring and say, hey, I'm going to just call it like I said. But sometimes you can't call it like you said. It's not fair to the other fighter.
Yeah.
If he's able to get up and show you he's willing to continue, you have to let him go. You can't think for him that he's had enough. Because obviously, if he's telling you, I'm okay, and he's not staggering or doing anything like that, then you have to say, okay, go ahead on. I'm going to give you your opportunity. This is what boxing is all about. You go be up, and then you go be down. So if I'm losing every round, so what, you stop the fight because I done lost every round? You're not going to give me an opportunity to try to at least have a chance to knock this guy out? No, that's not fair to me. And I've seen it before. Guys losing every round lopsided. Then all of a sudden, I've seen guys come back and win by knockout.
Yep.
So, it's about opportunity, but it's about knowing the fighters. And this is why these referees have to get in there and they have to study these fighters and understand who these guys are, what they're all about, what they're willing to do. Anytime a guy steps into that ring, that means he's willing to do whatever to win.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's only like 1% of guys that go in there to lose.
Yeah, and they don't get to this championship level opportunity, or the look. I will say this, Coach. This is the reason why you see fighters today not wanting to take those calculated risks, because they know the first sign of them getting buzzed or hurt, there runs a chance of the referee stepping in and calling a halt prematurely to the bout.
Yeah.
It hinders the product.
It does.
I mean, think about, like, in this instance, when you had Adrian Broner there, where he was getting knocked down multiple times and it was continued to get up. He didn't stop the fight then.
Right.
But, in this particular instance, at least here, when you have a world title fight, the defending champion there in Subriel Matias going into the bout against Dalton Smith. And it was a very, very good fight. Very good fight. Lots of action, going to that point. And then when Subriel Matias gets knocked down, yes, he gets up. Yes, he has, some type of moment. But like you were saying there, Coach, when you have it being not only a world title fight, but it's a mandatory defense of that world title, and they wave the bout and you lose the title, guess what? You don't get that opportunity to win that back in a rematch. You have to start from scratch.
Yep.
And for Subriel Matias, he had the IBF belt. He lost the IBF belt to Leon Paro. Had to win a few fights to get that WBC belt. Now going up against a mandatory challenger and losing, he has to do it all over again. And not only that, you were talking about him with the defense. He has that moniker of not only like not having defense, but having the expectation of walking down his opponents and wearing them down and stopping them. Now that whole little aura is gone from Subriel Matias. So where does he go from here?
Yeah, and that's the thing. When it's a mandatory, you can't get a rematch clause.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and is it fair? No, it's not fair, because just because he's a mandatory, that shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter, especially if there's controversy behind it. Now he got to step back in line. Hopefully he can get, a really good ranking and able to get it back in maybe one or two fights, and he become a mandatory. But that's his only out. And it's crazy because, you should be able to get a rematch clause, even if it's a mandatory. Because here's the thing. Let's say the fight was a draw, right? That means that they could possibly fight again the next fight. So what's the difference? If, he's there, even though you're the mandatory, still, he was the champion. So what did you put the champion back at in the ratings? Did you just put him in the top 10 now, and you put him in the back of the top 10? Or you put him up front? That's
I tell you what, not being a big ticket seller, the defensive strategy of blocking punches with your face, get knocked out for the first time. Yeah, it's boy, his future looks in question, Coach. And look, once you, like I stated in the outset of the show, once you crack that rock of a chin, boy, it's very seldom is it ever the same. Yeah, guys, we'll see what happens. But one thing is for sure. These guys, Coach, this is why you train so meticulously. This is why you get into fight shape. And most fans don't know this. You're only going to recover quickly if you're in that great shape.
Absolutely.
Do you think him moving from Coach Panda's gym in the high altitude of Mexico had everything to do with this?
Strong possibility. I mean, there's a lot of factors that you can say, but who knows?
Well, only time will tell, guys. Only time will tell. We'll move on. But all I can say is this: Agit Caballel, take a good look, because that may be you in the hardest punching division in boxing.
Take notes.
Yes. Oh boy. Let's jump around. I want to get Coach's thoughts about this one right here. Number 8, Big James.
Okay, Raymond Moretaya will be one and done as the IBF champion on January 24th. Fact or fiction?
Oh, that's a fact.
This is a very difficult situation for Raymond Moretaya and his team. Yeah. And look, I'll tell you who I'd be pissed at right now, and that's the brass at Top Rank. Do you realize that Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Sport won this purse bid at the bargain basement price of only $880,000?
Wow.
Yeah.
And now their retail price is $880,000, you win. No, just
Now, seriously. And now they're the lead promoter at this event in a fight that no one's talking about at the Fontainebleau. And where's Top Rank? Crickets. What is going on? Have you heard anything about Top Rank? Because I'm sorry, can you call them a major promoter without any TV dates any longer?
Yeah, that's a shame, man. And, you know, if the thing about it is nobody's saying anything that if they got a deal or not, you know. And I know they're working. They've been working hard and working on the deal, but they haven't announced anything. They're not saying anything. They're keeping quiet about it, you know. So hopefully they come up soon and say, "Hey, here's what we got," you know. Hopefully they get a deal, man, because you know they're losing all of their fighters right now.
Yep.
Everybody's walking away.
Look, all I'll say is this: pimping ain't easy. That's what they're doing. They're pimping out all their guys to the lowest and the highest bidder.
Yeah.
Look at this Teofimo Shakur fight card with Matchroom Sport once again being the lead promoter.
Yeah.
And this is Turkey Al Shikinsella as well.
Yeah.
It's like they have no choice. Look at Xander Zayas versus Baras Abou or Abu, however you want to pronounce his name. That's a unification bout.
Yeah.
Where can we see this, Coach? Google Magic, my friends. Look up on Google and type in, where can we see Zayas versus Abu? And you'll see nothing.
No.
Did I just hear a ghost?
Yes, you did. You did. From Top Rank Inc. also.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And the crazy thing about that's a unification. That's a unification fight.
That's right. And we can't see that with no TV dates. Coach, are we going to start to see layoffs from Top Rank? Because we're already starting to see them let go fighters.
Yeah, I see them let go fighters. Yeah, I mean, how can they stay on board if they don't have a TV deal? That's hard to do, man.
And yeah. And the thing is, without a TV deal, you have those things with the guarantees or minimal guarantees. So the overall, purses that these fighters are, they're used to getting, they're not getting them anymore. So that's why you're shopping around and seeing if they could get the best deal elsewhere. But if not, then they're going to have to, fight for whatever's available on these shows.
Well, I tell you what, I have to bring something up, and we want to thank everyone for joining us from both the BoxingSource.net as well as WaraWeek Boxing. Look, our brother Bull Rider Game Farm, thank you for joining us, brother. And he says Dalton fought dirty. Look, I know what you're saying, and we're going to ask the coach this. Coach, do referees have to start being more officious when someone starts to tie you up on the inside and doesn't let you fight? Because think about this. As early as the second round, Dalton Smith started doing his best Devin Haney impression and wrapping him up like an octopus. And when your entire strategy is being able to work proficiently and effectively on the inside, when that's gone, do you have any chance to win?
Yeah, see, here's the thing, right? There's rules to this sport. This is why you have a referee. If the referee is not going to do his job, then he shouldn't be a referee. I mean, that's just simple. He knows holding and hitting is not part of the sport. Holding is not a part of the sport. Of course, you're going to get in clinches every now and then. Okay, then you break them out of the clinches and you let them go. But when it's consistently happening, you're supposed to say, okay, stop. I'm going to take a point away from you. Once you start taking that point away, that stops them in their head, or I can't do this anymore. Otherwise, I'm going to get disqualified.
That's right. And so to all of these fans who truly believe that holding and excessive clinching is a part of the sweet science and
No.
should be allowed to be your strategy. Can you correct them, Coach?
Yeah, that's not a part of the strategy. That shouldn't be a part of the strategy because it's illegal.
There it is.
This is why you have a referee.
And
Referee.
Oh, so I can't fight like Jack Johnson? No, I'm just kidding.
Look, and this is why it's illegal, guys, because, Coach, it's only used to cover up a deficiency. Either you're fatigued, 1, 2, you're hurt, or 3, you can't fight or defend yourself proficiently in the pocket. Neither one is good.
Yeah.
And especially for the entertainment value, for the fans, the ticket purchasers, the ticket holders, the guys purchasing the fight on pay-per-view. Is it any fun for them to see excessive holding throughout for 12 rounds?
Not at all. That's not what they pay for. And that turns people off. That turns the fans off when they see these things.
There it is. So I tell you what, best of luck, Dalton, against Richardson Hitchens. If you fight him, you're going to be one and done as the WBC champion. Coach, who do you see him beating?
I don't see him beating anybody, to tell you the truth.
What if they have him having his first defense of that WBC title against Alberto Puello?
That's a tough fight for him.
Yeah. Look, he's going to get outboxed, and he's going to get embarrassed and possibly stopped late.
Absolutely.
Well, I tell you what, if I'm a promoter, I'm not going to be putting any more events in New York because they just aren't busy enough to stay sharp. And, Coach, just like fighters, if you're not active, look at Steve Willis. Look at RB Doc in their last several performances. They really, pardon me for saying this, but they really screwed the pooch on the highest level. You can't do that. They're just not active. There aren't enough events being staged in New York for them to stay sharp.
And, you know, back in the day, I know referees, they used to come to gyms when they know they wasn't going to be active, and they referee the sparring.
That's it.
To stay sharp. You know? And I don't know if these guys are doing that today.
Of course they're not.
I've seen them. Well,
I've seen some.
I've seen it. Yes, I have. I got to say, some of them, I have seen them do it. But not everybody do it. It should be mandatory that they go to some gym. But the problem is if they do that, right, and then they have to referee those guys in a real fight, that might be a problem because they might tend to lean toward those guys' side, which is not what it's supposed to be for, you know?
That's right.
But they shouldn't be able to referee a fight like that.
Well, I tell you what, for that nugget and for that insight, Coach, you receive the WaraWeek round of applause. Tell you what, I didn't even think about that, Coach, but you're right. That used to be a regular thing back in the day.
It did.
Oh, man, because I'll tell you what, Coach, the sad reality is in New York, you know how we have club shows every week in several different cities in Texas? I mean, it's a constant thing every single week. You don't even have club shows in New York any longer.
Nope.
Wow.
Because of the taxes, it's not cost effective to even stage club shows in New York any longer.
Wow.
And so with that said, would you ever want your fighter to fight in New York again? Remember the last time you had Vito fight in New York? How was that decision?
Yeah, it was terrible.
There you go.
Hey, who was the referee in that particular fight?
I forget who it was.
Steve Willis.
Steve Willis, yep.
Wait a minute. You mean the Jerry Curl guy? From Javante Davis and Lamont Roach, costing Lamont Roach that title.
Hey, like I said, that was a few weeks before. I was there for both of them, and oh man, I'll say my story for off the air. I'll just say that.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, we're running out of time, guys. We're already 50 minutes in with the coach. Oh boy, we're going to segue into this, and this is a big one, guys. James, the honors, please.
All right. Ryan Garcia versus Mario Barrios being handled exclusively by Sela in Riyadh season is not a good sign for PBC and Al Heyman. Fact or fiction?
And that could be a fact.
Oh boy.
Sad to say, but that could be a fact.
What is going on? From what I was told, Coach, the deal was already made between Golden Boy and PBC in November. And then all of a sudden, Sela swoops in for some reason that hasn't been revealed, and they take over this event and put it on DAZN, not Amazon Prime. What's going on here, Coach?
Yeah, some fishy is going on there. That's crazy. I hadn't heard that, so just looking at this now, that's crazy.
You can only deduce certain scenarios here. I'm afraid to say this on the air, but I'm going to say it anyway. It maybe seems that PBC is, one, not only ran out of money to guarantee these big purses, and two, lost their Amazon Prime distribution deal. Because from what I've been told, Coach, Sela is handling everything, and PBC and Golden Boy, they aren't even going to be involved, but just on the marquee and furnishing the fighters. They lost their event to Turkey Al Sheikh in Riyadh season.
That's crazy.
Oh boy.
That's...
So I tell you what, we're gonna let the fans digest that and let Coach digest that, and we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. But look, let's go back to this, guys. Now, we talked about the business side of this in Top Rank, but let's get to the X's and O's. Coach, Raymond Murataya, how's he going to deal with that Cuban style of not wanting to take the lead, not veering from the script? He's going to be forced to do something that he's not grown accustomed, he's not fond of doing, and he's going to have to try to become the effective aggressor. Can't you learn that in one camp, Coach?
No.
How did that work against Tevin Farmer?
There it is.
Oh boy.
That tells you everything right now.
Oh boy. Coach, look, Robert Garcia, that's how he fought. He was the effective aggressor when he was the champ at 135.
Yeah.
That's what he teaches, but he's not a miracle worker. You cannot teach that in one camp. How long does it usually take to add that new wrinkle to a veteran fighter who's a counterpuncher by trade? Does it ever happen, Coach?
You know, man, it takes a while to change everything. And, you know, you could be in this game your whole life and still not be able to change it. You know, we just got to see what's going to happen. But, you know, I just don't see him winning this fight. You know, I just don't see it.
Because you know, Coach, that you can't do anything. And the Cuban fighters, they will stink out the joint if need be, but they will not take the lead. Yorkis Gamboa, guys like David Morrell Jr., they are anomalies.
Yeah.
They're freaks of nature.
Yeah.
But guys like Arislandi Lara, Guillermo Rigondeaux, the list goes on and on and on. Yeah. They're not going to take the lead, guys.
No.
I'll tell you what, tough luck for Raymond Murataya in Top Rank. And I feel bad for him. That they are going to lose this fight for not even $1 million. The winning purse bid was $880,000.
Wow.
Yeah. Shocking. Guys, shocking. Well, I tell you what, we're going to move to this. Let's see, where is this? Well, I don't have this on Fact or Fiction, but we're going to do this. Fact or fiction, Coach? Jaime Munguia. Yeah, he'll never be the same because he's turned into a businessman, and he turned down a fight for the IBF title vacant at 168 against Osleys Iglesias. Fact or fiction, Coach? Jaime Munguia is ducking that smoke. Fact or fiction?
I think that's a fact. I think that's a fact.
Mm.
But I've been hearing. I saw something the other day that he may fight Resendez.
Oh boy.
Now understand this, right? About 2 weeks ago, actually 3 weeks ago, before I left to go on vacation, I got a call saying that Jamal Charlo was going to fight Resendez February 21st.
Ooh.
Say, great, perfect. So, of course, we started training. Then I went on vacation, came back. When I got back, I got a call. Jamal Charlo is not fighting February 21st. He's not fighting for the title. So, and then I saw something that I read about her trying to get that fight for Munguia. So, I'm trying to make sense of it, and I can't.
Coach, this decision has everything to do with Sella being in control of this event now.
Everything. Yep. First thing I thought, hey, whew.
That is a darn shame, because I tell you what, that would be a big win for Coach Ronnie's gym and Jamal Charlo. Because that style is tailor-made for that shotgun jab of Jamal Charlo, isn't it, Coach?
No doubt.
Oh, jeez. I'll tell you what, Christmas may have come 2 months too late. But I look, that would have been Merry Christmas all over again, because that is a gift with a bow. Jamal would have carved him up like a Thanksgiving turkey.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you what, guys, we're going to try to do a tight 60. We're going to do 2 more very quickly. Let's do number 10. James?
Right. Here we are. Dana White will field to make a big impact at his Apex Broom Closet on January 23rd. Fact or fiction?
Fact.
Coach, what happened with Vito Jr.? I thought he was all giddy about working with Dana White, and now he's not working with him any longer?
Man, I'm so happy. I'm telling you, I am so happy. You don't know how happy I am. And when his father called me, even before they announced that he signed with Samsung, I was so happy.
Oh, I'm sure you were. I'm sure you were.
I tell you what, guys, we're gonna do this. We're gonna give this to Ronnie, Vito Jr. and Vito Sr. Congratulations for seeing the light. There you go.
Absolutely.
Oh, I tell you what, because look, you know that they're trying to pull a fast one. They're not even worried about selling tickets.
No.
And the primary reason why, and people don't know this unless they're in the business, you don't have to show them the live gate. You don't have to operate under the Muhammad Ali Boxing Reform Act. No. If you don't sell tickets, they can pay them whatever they want. And look, if you're signing a multi-year deal, you don't have to show them how much you actually are paying out, because it's scattered over several years in a $10 billion budget or something to that effect.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell them anything. Sure. Was that the primary reason why they said no to Dana White?
Absolutely.
There it is, guys. There it is. You heard it here first from Coach Ronnie Shields. Tell you what, very smart. You got to give that to Vito Sr. He knows this business inside and out, doesn't he?
He does. He knows it.
There it is. He's a promoter as well. We're going to move on to this, guys. Final fact or fiction. Then we're going to tell everyone good night. James?
Teofimo Lopez will shock the world and outpoint Shakur Stevenson in a real snoozer, fact or fiction?
You know, I think that's going to be fiction. I can't see T.O. beating Shakur, but it has all the possibilities of being a snoozer.
So it's half fiction, half fact.
Absolutely.
Oh,
You know, here's the thing, man. You know, when they make these matches, right? You know, while both guys are A-level fighters, and they both are, that doesn't mean the style matchup is good for each other. So both of them have tendencies to think about defense. But I will give it to Shakur. He does want to hit you with something. But this could be a really, really bad snoozer. It could be really bad.
Man, I hope not, because I'm planning on being out there for it. So I'm hoping it's not a snoozer. Oh, goodness.
I hope it's a good fight. But the problem is with the styles of both guys. You know, Shakur not going forward for anything unless he see he hurt you. Then he'll go forward and try to get you. Other than that, he's not going forward.
No.
T.O. is the same way.
Yep. Shakur might as well be from Cuba, Coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look,
And Teofimo,
he's a very smart fighter. He knows the business. You know, he's going to force T.O. to come forward. Then, once he'll come forward and realize that that's not a good strategy for him, then he's going to go backwards.
Oh boy, that's it.
So it's going to be. So it's going to be Teofimo Lopez versus Sandor Martin too.
Yeah, exactly.
Except
when one guy go forward, the other one going to take 3 steps back. Then when he comes forward, the other one going to take 3 steps back.
Oh
and we're going to see a up and down kind of fight.
Oh boy! Welcome to Erzlandi Lotta. Welcome to Erzlandi Lotta versus Austin Trout Part 2.
There you go.
Oh, jeez, Coach. Well, look, let's look on the bright side. Keyshawn Davis is going to whoop that ass when he faces Jermaine Ortiz. And I know a lot of people are saying, oh, this is going to be a stinker also. Coach, please educate everyone on the mindset of Keyshawn Davis.
Keyshawn can fight. He comes to fight. He's going to bring it. Keyshawn is going to bring it. He understands now what he has to do. So he's going to bring it. No ifs, ands, and buts about it.
Oh, boy. I tell you what, guys expect a mid to late round stoppage from Keyshawn Davis.
That's going to be the fight of the night.
Oh, boy. You know what? Maybe the fight of the night, Coach. Shushu Carrington versus Carlos Castro.
Yeah, Shushu is really good.
At 26. That's going to be a great fight, too. And look, correct me if I'm wrong, I also like I'm sorry, his name eludes me. The Dominican who's the WBC title holder at 160. James, what's his name?
You got
Carlos Adames.
Carlos Adames
versus Austin Ammo Williams.
Yeah. Well, you know, Ammo, you know, he came on my gym a few times. Ammo, he can really fight. But I can't say him beat Carlos Adames.
But it's going to be fun while it lasts.
That's going to be a shootout.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. Look, and Coach, is that the reason why they put these matchups underneath Shakur versus Tio?
Absolutely. That's why they did. They had to get the fans excited until the end.
Oh, boy. Well, guys, look, we hate to be the bearers of bad news, but yes.
Oh, come on.
That's the reality of this.
Man, listen. What I don't want happening is what happened when Shakur Stevenson fought in Newark there against Artem Hartunian, and by round 9 and round 10, people started to leave.
Well, wait a minute. They didn't start leaving against Edwin De Los Santos earlier?
You know what? I'm not even going to comment because I had something that I was going to say, but I ain't going to say it.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. To Shakur and Tio, you get the official WaraWeek gong. There it is. Womp, womp. Oh, guys. And so, knowing this, though, and there's another thing, Coach. They're bragging about this event being sold out, but that's not the case now, is it? What does Eddie Hearn and a lot of promoters like to do when they announce a sold out? Did they buy up all the tickets? Are they planning on selling this in the third party market? Is that it? Is that what happened here?
It could be.
You know.
That could be.
You
right.
know. What did they do whenever Canelo and whenever Floyd fought? Come on.
Oh yeah, they gave away all the tickets.
Yeah.
They did. They had to.
Right.
Yep.
They didn't have a choice.
Oh boy.
Because you can't have that big build up and nobody show up.
Look, Daisy has the beat here. Remember during the Shakur versus Edwin De Los Santos fight, who was in the co-main event?
Oh.
That was Vaquero Navarrete.
Yep.
Why did they have him in a fight of the year candidate right before that one? For the same reason, guys.
Yep.
That's what you do when you know it's going to be a stinker of a main event and it's being forced, right? And in that case, that was a forced event from the sanctioning body, right? That was all Suleiman's doing.
Mm-hmm.
So Top Rank knew that, and he said, well, we're going to put our most exciting fighter in the co-main event then. He's going to be involved in a real shootout. And so hopefully, and that's it. It was against the Brazilian Conceição. Versus Conceição. Bruce Chandler and Brad Goodman, they knew what they were doing, just like they knew what they're doing here on this event that's slated for January 31st. There it is, guys. There it is.
Yeah.
So I think that's about it. James, did we miss anything tonight?
No, not necessarily. The thing I did hear this morning about Moses Atama suffering an injury, so that fight with Jermaine Franklin is going to be
Oh, yeah. I was told by Brother Thomas about that today.
Yeah, they postponed March 28th or something.
Yeah, it should be around March 28th. So,
Coach, that must be something severe because you know, Coach, that fighters always go into a prize fight because they know they're not getting paid unless they make it to the ring. It must be something serious to cancel this big event.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, he must have suffered an injury because I don't think Jermaine Franklin is a threat to him in no way. So it must have been something really serious for him to say, you know what, we got to cancel this.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because guys, Coach Ronnie, how many fighters do you know of go into a prize fight feeling 100% without any ailment?
None.
And there it is, guys. So look, let's just pray for the best, hope for the best, because he is supposed to be the heir apparent after Anthony Joshua leaves.
Yeah.
They're calling him the UK's version of Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let's hope hopefully he recovers and heals very quickly and at 100%. We'll see. But that's just about it. James, do you have anything left for the coach?
No, just very thankful that the coach is able to join us here. Of course, he had a great vacation, and now it's about gearing up here for 2026 and seeing what's in store for his fighters. We got like a lot of activity that's on the horizon here for these next few months. So he's ready, rejuvenated, and ready to get into action there at the gym. Oh yeah, and that's the other thing too. That's right. That trading card is on the way. I'm gonna have that thing printed out here for the.
Yes, trading cards, guys. For more inquiries, where can they reach you in case because we know our fans are our extended family in the chat. We know they're going to be interested. How do we reach you for inquiries about your trading cards, James?
It would be through Instagram. Best way is through Instagram or through Twitter/X.
There it is. There it is. Thank you, JR, for being here, brother. We wouldn't want to do this show without you. And Coach, do you have any parting shots for our listening audience, sir?
Yeah, as always, you can follow me on Instagram at official Ronnie Shields.
Guys, on behalf of Big James, JR Bell, and the Boxing Source, and on behalf of one of the greatest to have ever done it, the future Hall of Famer, the incomparable Coach Ronnie Shields, I'm Joseph Heron. You've been listening to Real Boxing with Ronnie Shields. Have a great evening, everybody.
Affordable Dentures proudly presents